The new policy rolled out by Central Bank of Nigeria will definitely have a negative impact on the already dwindling economy and further weaken the value of Nigerians, and Nigerians may resort to using dollars and other currencies as means of trading, and thus further devalue the naira and weaken the economy. The House resolved 1, to invite the CBN governor to come and brief the House on all this policy he has been bringing out in the last 1 month. 2, to ask the central bank to rescind this decision, the said policy, because of its disadvantage, as earlier said. 3, to ask Central Bank of Nigeria to do more advocacy, enlightenment, and sanitization before this policy is rolled out. 4, to ask Central Bank of Nigeria to give not less than 1 year notices in any case of any planned issue of such similar notices that may touch directly or indirectly the small business owners in Nigeria. There is no single bank in my very constituency. I don't know where my people will go and change this money. I don't know how they will get it. The best we have in my village is the POS. And still our people deal in physical cash. It's good to have cashless policy, but we seem to be borrowing ideas or policies from other countries where they have already gone far ahead of us. We are comparing ourselves with the British, with the England, the Americans. They are far ahead of us. We will reach there one day. But these are kind of policies that disturb people who voted for us. The issue of this that I read the motion on, it bothers whoever is sitting in this place, because most of them are from rural areas. Everything is being done in naira and cash, and somebody will wake up, it's like he owns this country, and make a policy that will start tomorrow. No consultation. People are forgetting that 80 or 90% of the people are not in rural areas. So we must do something to set the situation. If there is enough time, there are enough banks, there is enough facilities, why not? You can't go to London and start carrying cash around, but they have got all the facilities required.
Nigerians a maximum of 1 month's notice to adjust their belt. Like Dawu argued, sir, more than 70% of our communities in this country do not have banking system. Few states, Lagos, Rivers, Kano, Delta probably, might boast of about 70 to 75% coverage in banking system. Yet, the CBN under Almighty Emepele woke up and introduced this very heartless, as far as I'm concerned, decision. Mr. Speaker, sir, this will completely eradicate all the successes we have gathered as a country in trying to address restiveness, thieves, banditry, and whatever, because the little progress we have recorded through intervention and introducing small-scale businesses will be completely wiped out. Thousands, sir, thousands of Nigerians now have come to live and do businesses through the POS. Is going completely with the introduction of this. And I can't understand how Nigerians will be able to manage our businesses that is dominantly in cash with a withdrawal of 100,000 per day, even in a business. I can't run 20,000 per day, 100,000. I didn't even get it. I would have been even more angrier. So sir, I think, honestly, I think, sir, beyond rhetorics, truly speaking, we should search our books and impose necessary legislation to ensure that we arrest this. If we have no powers, we can look at the powers of the CBN itself and see how we can divest the excess powers he has.
It is totally against commerce. Totally against commerce. There's nowhere in the world, in an economy, the economy we are in now, we need more spending than savings. The only way to drive an economy in this situation is for people to be spending money, for businesses to be moving. We cannot at this point subject ourselves to one man, one supreme power. We cannot do it, sir. The decision is totally wrong, and I believe that all of us must rise and say no to this decision because it affects the people.
My governor, what is about doing is like somebody that has a deep wound and you try to rub a healing element on the surface. It will not work, Mr. Speaker. Most speakers here have spoken that in their communities you cannot even apply the e-naira because you need an electronic model to operate it in every part of Nigeria. There is no electricity. There is no connectivity. What we need to do is to put enough control both on people who are doing POS business. Nigeria Financial Intelligence Unit have to strengthen their control to monitor how money is moved across the banks. Elsewhere, where this happened before, Mr. Speaker, the SMEs died completely. Will lose value on the common man on the street. Bread sellers, farmers, micro-entrepreneurs, their business will be eroded within a short run. And what we are about to checkmate with 100,000 withdrawal. If average citizen withdraw 100,000 across 10 persons are bought, 100 people, 40 million in a month. By 4 million population, you generate the same volume of cash again outside the banking system. So the policy will not work.
As an anti-corruption expert, Mr. Speaker, I support this policy in the sense that it's going to reduce corruption drastically. And again, facing insecurity in my own constituency, Mr. Speaker, is going to give bandits a tough time in requesting for cash. But economically, it's an issue that we should be able to look and invite the CBN governor to be able to explain. Economically, but in terms of corruption and insecurity, Mr. Speaker, I support this 100%. But in terms of the economic drive of this country, the CBN governor should be invited to explain to us which is the way out.
I'm a member of Banking and Currency Committee, original member. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I have never in my lifetime as a member of this committee seen the central bank governor before us giving us a report. Mr. Speaker, a report or a budget or a progress report based on the acts quoted, I have never witnessed that. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, Mikey is a member of that committee also, and he stands here to support what I said. And at the end of the day, Mr. Speaker, to close up, the central bank governor has increased interest rates more than 4 times. Increase without an explanation to Nigerians, without an explanation to learners. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, it is high time for this institution to stand up. Thank you.
My mother was
and you discussed the issue of this policy. Wait now. Did you discuss the issue of the CBN policy
so
with them?
I'm very passionate about it. It has nothing to do with CBN. Yeah. We should do cashless, and I support it.
Okay.
My mother was affected. A 93, 4-year-old woman was kidnapped, and they requested
I know your mother very well. I'm shocked to hear that. I'm sorry to hear that.
She was amputated as a result of that.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
So I support it wholeheartedly.
Okay.
That we should go cashless.
Okay. Thank you for the reference to the statutory provisions, section 8, sub 4 and sub 5 of the CBN Act. I guess that works in tandem with the resolution anyway, and I guess if the resolution carries the day, we'll also be referencing those statutory provisions when the clerk writes for the formal invitation to the CBN governor.